Today, we're gonna go all in depth into how to actually bulk and how to cut. Like it's gonna be, I'm gonna start from a 10,000 feet view, and you're gonna see that. So if you have a piece of paper that you can write on, I want you to draw, oh, don't draw that. I want you to draw a little stick guy, right? That's you. Then you're gonna draw a couple of arrows. And then you're gonna have you plus 15 pounds, and then you minus 15 pounds. Now today's call, it's gonna be, how do you do that? How do you actually manipulate that? How do you, starting right now, either add 15 pounds predictably, no bullshit. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna try and it might happen. No, it will happen, or lose 15 pounds legit, like predictably. So I've came up with this system, and right underneath, you're just gonna type, it's gonna be very simple. We're gonna write a C, then you're gonna write an O, and then you're gonna write a C. Does anybody want to take a guess into what one of those C's mean? We're talking about gaining weight and losing weight.
Calorie?
Calories, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not gonna ask you to guess the next two because they're not, okay? First, we have calories. This is the system. This is all you need to know. Literally, this is all you need to bulk up or lose weight. Second, we have optimal protein range. Cool. And then lastly, we have carb load. Now, this, out of all of these, one is going to stay the same, and that's going to be the optimal protein range. That's not going to change much. Your calories are going to change. Your carb loads is going to change depending on whether you want to shred or you want to bulk up. Now, there are different opinions on the carb loading. I'm going to stick with the one that's worked for me. So, but disregard this. Today, we're not going to talk about that, okay? That's phase 2. Phase 3. You can't master those two if you don't master the master of bulking and losing weight, which is calories. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna draw an ocean. And then on top of that ocean, you're gonna draw a tip of an iceberg. Let me draw it here. And then underneath, you're gonna draw the, you've probably seen that image somewhere. Because people oversimplify the term calorie. What's a calorie? What's that even mean?
It's a measure of the energy content of food, isn't it?
It's energy. That's right. It's literally energy. There's no nutritional value to a calorie. It's just energy. Food is related to energy, right? But in terms of bulking and cutting, there's only one thing you have to manipulate, and that's calories. And I want you to get that. If you are bulking, you're gonna get on something called caloric what?
Excess. Surplus, yeah.
Right? If you're cutting, then you're gonna get in a caloric
Calorie
Sorry.
Caloric deficit. Now, how big do we want this caloric deficit? That will determine how many pounds you want to gain per week. We're not going to go into that right now, but it is this simple. A single person can be eating the same exact meals with different calories, doing the exact same workouts, eating the exact same meals. One of them is in a caloric surplus, one of them is in a caloric deficit, one of them will build muscle, one of them will shred. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's very simple. Now, what is not simple is what determines your calories. And this is where it starts getting tricky. There are four main things that determine calories, right? Or where we burn calories. Basically, let's think about it where you spend money, right? You have to spend money on your house. You have to pay your house. You don't own yours. Your car, your groceries, and date nights. It's the same for calories. They gotta go somewhere. One of them, it's BMR. The other, so you're gonna write this down. The other one, it's something called NEAT. The other one, it's something called TEF. And the other one is gonna be training, okay? What does BMR stand for?
Basal metabolic rate.
Basal metabolic rate. Now, interestingly, about 50% of your calories come from your BMR. So if you don't do shit in a day, you're still gonna burn a lot of calories. Meaning that if the total amount of calories that you burn in a day, total amount of calories that you burn in a day, it's called TDEE, and it stands for total daily energy expenditure. Let's say that this amount of calories, it's 3,000. I'm gonna make it 1,000 because I want to do percentages and I don't want to be doing math here. Let's say it's 1,000, which is unrealistic. 50% of those calories are gonna be from your BMR. Now, regardless if you're trying to lose weight or build muscle, you're gonna have to increase your BMR and you're gonna have to deal with that. Why? Because as muscle goes up, your BMR is gonna also go up. Another thing that influences the BMR, something that a lot of people overlook, is gut health. If you're eating like shit, you're probably gonna have insulin resistance, which is gonna lead to you putting weight for no reason. So you're gonna not do a lean bulk, you're gonna get fat. So you don't wanna be eating pizza and shit most of the time. You wanna eat it sometimes, okay? Second, TEF takes about 5 to 10%. Training takes somewhere about 5 to 10% as well. And then we have something called NEAT. Let's say this is 10%, 10, it's about 30%. This is where your calories go. The problem with skinny guys and the problem with fat guys is not in the BMR, it's not in the TEF, it's not in the training, it's in the NEAT. That's 30%, that's 300 calories per day. 300 times 7, that's 2,100 calories. That's shit ton. That's like 3 pounds of, like 4 pounds of fat right there on a week. Just so you know, 3,500 calories. You burn that, you burn 1 pound of fat. That's the equivalent of it. So you're either doing too much or you're not doing enough. So if you're fat and you're trying to get down, you're probably not hitting 10K steps. You're probably not doing enough in the day. But if you're skinny and you're not putting on weight, even though you're eating like shit, you're eating a shit ton, you're probably hitting those 10K steps. And you're probably doing cardio. You're probably playing basketball. You're probably fucking a lot. Now, this one, I'm not gonna change, okay? Keep doing that.
Thank you.
you're probably doing a bunch of shit around the house that you shouldn't be doing or that you don't need to be doing. You're probably drinking and partying a lot. When I used to go out and dance, that's your need right there, and that could lead to 300 extra calories. Not even training. When you lift weights, you burn literally around 200 calories. That's about it, right? If you're someone that's been lifting weight for some time. And your TEFs is something we're not going to talk about today. It's called the thermic effect of food. And we're going to talk about that in phase 2 when we talk about macros. Macros are important. Just keep this in mind. And you can write this down. Calories will determine what your weight does. Macros will determine what your body looks like. So you could eat in a caloric surplus, and you could eat a shit ton of fat and a shit ton of carbs and no protein, and you're gonna look like shit. You could eat the same amount of calories. You could eat a lot of protein, a lot of carbs, and low fat. You're probably gonna look real good, even if you're training shit. Same thing for losing fat. You're probably gonna, if you're not eating the protein, you're gonna lose a bunch of muscle. If you're not eating the carbs, you're not gonna have energy. If you're eating too much fat, you're gonna have a hard time losing fat. Okay. So we're not gonna talk about training. We're not gonna talk about TEF. We're not gonna talk about NEAT today. We're gonna talk about BMR. Now, does everyone have this written down? Because I'm about to.
What was that short for again? What was BMR?
The what?
BMR. What was that?
Basal metabolic rate.
Basic.
Basal metabolic. Basically, you can just call it resting rate.
Got it.
Sorry, my handwriting is terrible, and this is literally how this page right here. This is how my brain works. Okay, so that's calories, right? So you got it. Let's delete that. I'm gonna get rid of all of this. Now you're gonna write on top of the page. You're gonna have another page. I'm just gonna clear it up. You're gonna write BMR. And we're gonna do this exercise together. Oh, you probably can't see it, huh? Can you see the BMR? Yeah. So if you're a guy, I want you to take your calculator out because we're about to figure this out. What we're gonna figure out right now is your TDEE, which comes from your BMR, right? Now, TDEE, total daily energy expenditure. Now, this is important because this is the amount of calories that this is what you need to know. From here, you either add 250 calories or 300 or take away 300 calories. So let's do it with Nate. And then we're gonna do it with someone who's bulking. BMR, write this down. It's gonna be in a parentheses, times weight in kilograms plus 6.25. I'm sorry if you hate math. I love math. This is literally how I was doing shit when I got started. This is gonna be height in centimeters. I did everything manually. 5 times h plus 5. So let's take the example of, for example, say who's here. Who else is here? I can't see who's here. Okay, Wilbur. Standard. Perfect. Let's take, for example, Nate. Nate, what's your weight?
216.
216.
Yep.
216. 2 kilograms. That's 97.9 kilograms. Basically 98 kilograms. 98 kilograms. What's your, how tall are you?
6 foot.
2 centimeters. That's it's 198 centimeters. No, hell no. 6 centimeters. It's probably like around 185.
183.
180?
183.
183. So if we do the math, we take, you can do the math. Let's say 10 times 98 plus 6.25. We're doing math and shit in fitness. What the fuck, right? 183. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. Hey, fitness is math. Like everything is math, everything is data. Just learn that. Business is data, relationships is data, everything is data. It's fucking data. How old are you, Nate? 38?
Yep.
5 times 38 plus 5. Okay, can someone do the math for me? What's 10 times 98? That's 980 plus, what's this? 6.25 times 183. What's that, bro?
6 point times 183.
6.25 times 183.
That's 1,143.75.
5 times 38.
6.25 times 183 rather.
5 times 38. 190.
Oh, 5 times 38. I'm like, I messed that all up.
Come on, guys. This is where you fuck up your math test. This is literally how it happens. I used to be a
Sure.
Cloud 2 tutor. So this is simple. So let's add it up. 980 plus 143.75 minus 190 plus 5. So your BMR, bro, is 2,118 calories, 0.75. It doesn't get better than this. No internet fucking website is gonna do this shit more accurate than this
Yeah.
equation. So that's why I'm teaching you this thing. So make sure you write that equation down. That's how you do it. This is for every single man. So you go ahead and do it with your own thing, right? Now, everyone here is gonna take this number. Let's say my number, and then you're gonna multiply that by 1.55. Now, basically, if you're sedentary, you would multiply this by 1.2. So that's someone that is in a desk job, doesn't do shit. If you're like lightly active, it's like from 2 to 4 hours of exercise, you're gonna multiply by 1.4. If you're moderately active, I hate writing. Just listen and assume that it says what it says. You're gonna multiply by 1.6, just this number right here. Now this out here comes from the need. This is non-exercise activity. We're gonna talk about that later. Just take 1.55 for every single person here, because that's about what you're doing. You're doing 1.6. So what's that number?
2,175 times 1.55.
That's gonna be 3,000.
284.
0.6.
Yep.
That's your TDEE, which means that that's what you burn per day, assuming that you're moving a lot, you're working out
Yeah.
every day, right? That's assuming that's what you burn per day.
Yeah.
Now this might be depending on how like high in fat percent you are. This might be accurate or not. What I would do is I would shoot for 2,500 calories because you're gonna be on a deficit. But if you were looking for a deficit, you just go boom minus 500.
Yeah.
And what that does, it gets you to boom, and that's the calories you're gonna eat. And if you do that times 7, that's minus 35,000 per week. And guess what? Every single week you're losing 1 pound of fat, predictably. No shit, this is not gonna fuck with you. If you do this right and it doesn't work, I'll give you all my money. Or all your money. Yeah. All my money is all your money, technically. So that's how it works. Anyways, same shit for guys. Let's say you're trying to bulk up, and if you're trying to put on, when you bulk up and you don't want to gain fat, you want to do it as slowly as possible. Okay. Here's the thing. Right now, I don't care about how much weight I put on. I'm tired of being skinny. I'm gonna keep going until I look fat, and then I'm gonna do a nice cut, and that's gonna be legit. It's gonna look fucking great. Trust me on that. But if you're scared of like looking fat and like building up, and you want to keep your beach body, this is what you want to do: 5.5 pounds per week. That's literally the lean bulk. That's what it means. Lean bulk. If you want to lose fat sustainably and healthily, that's what you want to do too. 0.5. I don't think that's enough for me. I like the big numbers. So 0.5 pounds per week, that's 150 caloric surplus. So to whatever number you get, you're gonna take your TDEE plus 250, and that's gonna be the amount of calories that you're gonna eat for a lean bulk. If you want 1 pound per week, predictably 4 pounds a month, you ramp that number up to 500. Okay, this makes a lot of sense. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
That's just this is the basics, right? This is how you start. You sit down and you go, okay, I want to go up 15 pounds. How long is it gonna take me? If I gain 4 pounds per month, that's probably gonna take me 4 months, 15 pounds, and you're probably gonna gain a little more because you're gonna put some glycogen, you're gonna store some more water. So that's gonna turn into 20 to 25 pounds, and boom, that's your bulk. 4 months,
Awesome.
just doing your calories.
Awesome.
How do you lose 1,500 pounds? 1,500 pounds. Jesus Christ. Disappear. How do you lose 15 pounds? Same thing. This is predictably 1 pound per month, 2 pounds per month, right? Slowly. Let's shoot for 5. I'd say even fucking 8. If you do 2 pounds per week, you do a huge deficit, 1,000 calories. Fuck it, right? Let's do 2,200 calories. And that's a huge deficit right there. You're gonna lose 2 pounds per week. You're gonna do 8 pounds per month. In 2 months, that's 16 pounds. In 4 months, that's a fucking $1 million for me because that's a great transformation. Okay, so that's how you do it. That's super simple. Now, I'm gonna clear this up, and I'm gonna say that if you're not doing this shit, you're gonna have to start doing this right now. Get a fucking foot scale. Okay, if you're into fitness and if you're trying to achieve any sort of goal, get a fucking foot scale. You're not gonna be able to make it without a foot scale. Trust me, like it's just your eye it's not powerful enough. Numbers, sometimes you eat a lot of rice and you think you're eating like 1,000 calories and you're eating like 200 calories, and then you go, hey, I ate a whole bowl of rice. No, you didn't eat shit. You ate 200 calories.
Yeah.
And when it comes to fitness, calories is the only thing that your body understands. It doesn't understand I'm full. It doesn't understand I can't eat no more. It understands how many calories you're putting in. That's it, right?
Yeah.
Get yourself a foot scale. Get yourself fitness ball and start tracking your fucking calories. Okay, that's the way to go. That's how you do it. When I started, I didn't even fucking start with fitness ball. This is what I did. I took an Excel sheet. I took every single item in my house and I put it in this Excel sheet. No shit.
Really?
I put all the nutritional labels in there. How many carbs, how many. That's how I started learning. Okay, this has this has. That's literally how you learn about nutrition. You have to do it on yourself. You can't read a lot, but you're not gonna learn shit. You have to do it. And then I would literally sit down with my computer in front of me every time I was making food. Boom, boom, boom. Yo, the results are fucking awesome. It's tedious, but your body looks great, and that's what matters, right?
Yep.
So take away food scale, fitness ball, you're gonna be fine. Okay, so learn how to measure food, learn how to use fitness ball. That's gonna be the goal for this week. In these next 7 days, get a food scale. It's 12 fucking bucks. If you can't afford 12 bucks, dude, the fuck are you doing? It's 12 bucks. Get a food scale, get my fitness ball, it's free. Track your calories. And if you're not getting weight, at least you're gonna have some fucking data and know what's happening. I ate too much, or if you're not, I didn't eat enough. Now, going back to the question, can you build muscle on keto? Yes, definitely. If you're in a caloric surplus, you can build muscle on any diet, as long as you're getting enough protein. Okay.
Oh, you meant while doing keto. I thought you meant just like from a keto diet, I guess. I don't know, that was
Yeah,
dumb thinking.
you can do keto. Keto, it just means that you're not eating carbs.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, it's basically you're eating like 7% carbs and nothing else. And then fat and protein. Most people don't even do the protein, which is why they get like a fatty liver and they get fucked.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll open for any questions, guys. Like, this is it from me. So let's do questions, guys, and then we'll get the hell out of here.
Yeah, I don't have a question, but I do have a comment. I started using FitnessPal since you recommended it to me this week, and I learned that I ain't eating shit, man. I'm always in a deficit, and that's why it makes a lot of sense why it's so hard for me to gain weight. So I'm at 160 right now, which is the heaviest I've been, but I've been like hitting a plateau, and as soon as I started using FitnessPal from the first day, I just noticed like, whoa, I'm way behind my calories.
Yep. That's it. That's the biggest release. That's a number. Step one, realize you're not eating enough, or that you're eating. That's literally, look, Daniel, this guy right here, Daniel, I met him at the gym, and I remember I didn't even know how to do a fucking squat right. And this guy right here, he was the one that actually taught me how to squat, taught me how to deadlift. And I remember I was talking the way he asked me one simple question: are you eating enough? I say, yeah, I'm eating a lot. No, you're not. Are you eating enough? It's like, yeah, I'm eating a lot.
Yeah.
And then he said, start tracking your calories. Are you tracking your calories? No. Then how do you know? Literally, that's how I was able to make gains. If it wasn't for him, I'd be stuck too. So
When you have
Yeah.
the numbers and you know the quality, it's science and physics. The numbers don't lie.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also like it gives you the confidence, like David was talking about, that like you don't want to your beach body, which is always one of my concerns. But once you understand like how it works, it gives you the confidence. So you know what, I'm gonna put on a couple pounds, and then I'll just shred it off, because you don't have that knowledge. So I was basically scared, like, oh, what if I gain fat and then I stay fat? But it's not like that. So
Well, and Wilbur, just to encourage you on that aspect, if you're watching closely and you start getting to a point where you feel like you're getting too much of a belly, or you don't like how your body's doing, all you got to do is use what you learn here and just go the opposite direction for a very short period of time. It doesn't take long. If you're watching, you just go, oh, let me pull it back. And when I'm bulking up and trying, because I'm actually losing weight a little bit, but I'm doing it little by little. And if you watch closely, you still do the same routine. You just drop your food down. Well, somewhat the same routine, but it's just all about watching those calories. And if you watch them, it'll take care of itself.
yeah, it's a whole new perspective. Definitely.
David, do you have to add to that?
no, man, like I said, ever since I figured this is really what you need to nail down. Like, if you only learn one thing from my program, and it was this, like, you literally be set for a real good amount of progress. And then macros and all that shit, that doesn't really come into play. Look, a lot of people, you guys fucking read bodybuilding.com and like Google and shit. That shit is like bodybuilders writing shit down. Like, you can't trust that, because that's not for people who are like not bodybuilders. Like, they'll tell you have to eat 1 gram of protein per body weight. That's bullshit. Yes, if you're on steroids, yes, because you want to increase muscle protein synthesis. But if you're a normal person, You can multiply your weight by 0.7. That's plenty of protein. That's plenty. So
Yeah.
shit like that, it's like, yeah.
Took me a long time to figure that one out because I followed, not that bodybuilding.com is a bad site, it's designed for specific people, but I followed it for a long time and did the bodybuilding game, but non-steroid. And when I changed and started actually researching my food, because I was pushing myself plenty hard, when I changed my food, everything in life changed. Everything did. And I'll be showing you guys that next week. But it changed everything about me quickly.
Same here. Nutrition is literally the key. So yeah.
It is.
So yeah. Yeah, I appreciate you guys. Anyone else has any questions?
I'm good.
Good.
Solid.
That's it. Yeah. I appreciate you guys showing up. Nutrition is huge, guys. Study it. Don't look up. Stay away from Google sites that someone will pay to promote themselves on and write some shit down. Get yourself a look. When I start, I got a nutrition book that is $200, one book, but I can assure you that there's no bullshit in there. It talks about everything from when you put that shit in your mouth until it goes through your ass, what happens, and it makes a lot of fucking sense. So stop reading shit. Go to ncbi.com. That has a lot of research things on it. If you're learning on it, there's a lot of good websites online. Just stay away from bro science, and yeah, keep learning. So this week we're gonna track our calories. I'll send my screenshots just to keep myself accountable. So I'm not gonna be here telling you to track your calories and not doing the same shit. All right, so I'll be sending in my screenshots every day. You guys want to do the same? Do the same, okay? So right now I'm sitting at I haven't added my pasta, but this is what I'm using to track my calories. I do this shit every day. It becomes a habit. So I've been doing this for years now. Your body changes. So cool.
Yep.
All right.
Legit.
Let's go hit it hard.
Let's go.
Go. Thank you. Good night.
Thanks, guys.